Since first being introduced into their model lineup, the Lexus NX compact crossover has been a good seller for the brand and a pretty competitive entrant overall in the segment. But for 2022, it is time for an all-new next-generation NX, and with that are some changes. There is an all-new interface inside, an all-new infotainment system, which is much heralded and highly anticipated, something that Lexus is pretty excited to show everyone. There's also new powertrain offerings, including the first-ever plug-in hybrid of the Lexus NX, the 450h. There's also a hybrid, which is what I have here, and it will be the main focus of my review. But I'm going to talk about the new Lexus NX in some general terms as well. But the 2022 Lexus NX, specifically the 350h hybrid, is the feature of my latest review. In total, there are 4 powertrain options with the new NX. There are 2 gas-only variants. You've got a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine, a first in the NX, and a 2.4-liter turbocharged. But now you also have 2 electrified powertrain options as well. You've got what I'm driving in right now, that is the 350 hybrid. And that is a combination of a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with 2 high-torque electric motors. They operate in an all-wheel drive configuration. However, the rear motor really is sort of an on-demand for all-wheel drive. It operates when necessary. The other, of course, the 4th powertrain option is the first-ever plug-in hybrid, the 450h. Now, I am going to anticipate, or I'm going to try and do a separate review of that, because that's the first ever plug-in hybrid with Lexus under the Lexus brand. And I mean, this is part of the change. We're seeing a plug-in hybrid. We will actually see a Lexus full electric. They are going to be revealing that in the next few weeks. I'm just shooting this now in early to mid-April. So that's exciting. But with respect to this hybrid powertrain, it is paired with their electronic CVT, the eCVT, and it offers combined 239 net horsepower. This is not anything to be pretended as some sort of a power hybrid. It's about enough sufficient power. I mean, 239 is fine for the size and weight of this vehicle. If you're in need of towing, all Lexus NX, regardless of the powertrain, have a 2,000-pound limit for towing. So, you know, small trailer, nothing substantial, but I mean, this isn't that large of a vehicle anyway. In terms of fuel economy, and for a hybrid, you certainly will be prioritizing that. The posted combined efficiency rating in Canada is 6 liters per 100 kilometers. In the US, it's 39 US miles per gallon. I find that to be average in terms of what you would expect the hybrid fuel economy to be. It's not great. It's not the worst either. But it's also worth noting that I have not been able to achieve that this week so far. I'm typically averaging around 6.5 liters per 100, so that's close to about a 10% above, because of course with hybrids, the best fuel economy comes when you're driving in the city and not on highways and country. So I mean, there could be reasons why I haven't achieved the combined posted rating, but I haven't hit it nonetheless. One of the most noteworthy new features of this second generation NX is on the interior. It's what's front and center. It is the all-new infotainment center. It is an all-new touchscreen design. Gone is the old touchpad down here in the center rest and the old mouse. It's long past its due. It probably was past its due when it came out, but it's gone. And in its place, we have this new standard 9.8-inch center screen. But here on this upgraded trim that I have, it's their 14-inch optional. Good graphics, nice and clear, a whole new way of interacting with the vehicle itself. And this also is where your central features are. There isn't necessarily a home button per se, and that's always trying to difficult to figure out where you want to be. But you have your vehicle controls here with the hybrid. Of course, you want to keep your eye on fuel economy, since that's one of the reasons why you would have it. The new system, of course, does have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is good. It's standard on both. Remember, it wasn't too long ago that you'd only have Apple CarPlay, not even Android Auto at all. So again, big changes here. I'm not a fan of certain controls being on the touchpad. I'd prefer more tactile. One of them being your heated seats and your steering wheel. And this here, you do have just pure touch. I far prefer to see it as an actual physical tactile button somewhere around. But it's not too difficult to get into because it's right in front. I've been in some cars where you've got to go 2 layers into your touchscreen before you find it, and it's not the case here. Thankfully, the volume control is a rotator volume knob, and you have your temperature controls on these sort of round spindle type temperature control settings. For stereo controls and phone, you have to get into your settings, and you have the ability to set your sound and your media and your navigation. They also have now a new no voice integration. So much like you're seeing in other manufacturers, you now just simply have to say, "Hey Lexus,
how can I help you?
I'm warm."
Setting the driver's seat temperature to 18.5.
There you go. And there's things you can talk about. You can, with navigation, obviously audio controls. Hey Lexus,
what can I do for you?
Tune to Sirius Channel 12.
Tuning to Sirius XM Channel 12.
Another new feature in this Lexus NX, it's part of safety technology, and at its core, I like what it's trying to do, but your door handles, it is what they now call a digital latch and safe exit assist. It takes some getting used to. It is actually a new type of door latch system. It's electronic door. You actually push the face here to open up the door. But of course, just to make it more complicated, not only can you push the button, but you also can traditionally pull, except you have to pull out twice, as you're used to doing. It is connected with the blind spot monitoring. So say on a passenger side or on your driver's side, if you're about to get out and the blind spot detects that something is coming you may have missed, it will lock the door. It will prohibit you from opening up, and that's a good thing. Now, this Lexus NX is a popular model, and I think to make it as widely popular as possible, Toyota and Lexus have created a lot of customization here with the NX, because you have your base, and of course with the NX you have 4 different powertrains, but with in addition to that, you also have many optional interior packages or upgrades. There's as many as 5 different packages you can get above with your base. I can't remember if it's different in the US, but in Canada here, you've got your premium, your ultra premium, your luxury, your ultra luxury, and your executive. It is generally well laid out. I mean, Lexus interiors typically are quite comfortable, and this is no different. The gear selector is the sort of electronic selector that you've seen in Lexuses and Toyotas for some time. But overall, if you've used it once before, there's no different here. You have some tactile. You have USB ports for charging if you don't want to use the wireless or you need an additional. There is a USB and USB-C ports here as well. This is the NX, so it's not as large as, say, the RX, and it's not as small as the UX. In terms of interior cargo space, you've got 22.7 cubic feet of cargo space with the second row seats up, and it jumps up to 46.9 cubic feet of space if you put the second row seats down, which is, not great, but given the size of the vehicle, it's pretty much to be expected. The exterior design of the 2022 Lexus NX isn't much of a departure from the original design, and the basic profile and silhouette is familiar and recognizable. This is despite the claim from Lexus that it has been redesigned from the inside out. However, there are elements of this second generation design that are indeed distinctive and noticeable. While the signature spindle grille remains a prominent feature at the front, it has been refined to create a more integrated feel to the body of the vehicle. Made up of tall U-shaped blocks, the spindle grille is designed for a three-dimensional effect and, according to Lexus, creates a sense of depth while expressing a strong impression. The grille is framed on top by the L-shaped daytime running lights, with the optional 3 projector headlamps creating a balanced front presentation overall. In the rear, the Lexus logo has been redesigned, with the use of the L emblem being replaced by a new unified Lexus logo located at the center of the vehicle. A full-width blade rear combination lamp and an L-shaped lamp on the rear fender are separated to create a unique presentation to the NX. The light bar lamps are constantly illuminated at night to function as a tail light and illuminate the rear brand signature. Since Lexus debuted its NX a few years back, I've driven it a number of times and in different powertrain configurations. It's never been a model that overly excited me, but it also never left me disappointed. And I think I'm continuing that sensation and feeling with this next generation NX as well. The hybrid powertrain that I've driven is good. I'm still wishing it could be a little bit better. I think we can do better. When I get to drive the plug-in hybrid system soon, I hope I'll certainly be looking forward to great fuel economy on that. But in terms of the actual substantive changes with this NX, great news to see that new interface. I do like it. I think it's better. But overall, on the whole, you know what? If you've been a Lexus fan, you'll still be a Lexus fan after driving this. This may not be a conquest model. It may not bring people over if they've had some hesitancy with the brand itself, but it certainly is going to keep those in the fold already here. That's it for this review, and if you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. If you are subscribed, don't forget to ring the bell and make sure you're notified every time I upload something new. Again, that's it for now. I'm Novak. Thanks for watching.